Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Steffy is calm as Sheila visits Liam. Finn will probe if Grace doesn't get honest. Liam just entered a medical phenomenon. Liam not only was diagnosed with an inoperable brain excrescence, but got shot by Luna. Liam was still recovering from the projectile surgery when Grace pushed Bill about the experimental procedure. Grace is 1 million bones richer now, and everyone is thankful to her for saving Liam's life. Grace's ethics and morals were being questioned by everyone except Bill. Grace transferred ahead and after MRI images, which verified the case is now excrescence-free. The timing just seems quite a coexistence. Everyone is relieved that Liam is going to be okay. Still, there were two characters who raised their eyebrows. Those are Finn and Hope. The croaker wanted the literature or figures, but Bill didn't have that information. So, when Finn goes back to work, he'll probably seek out Grace and demand some answers. Grace got paid $1 million to do the surgery. Was it for debt or gambling? Perhaps she has some kind of dependence? Is Grace being blackmailed or has her character made a dark turn? Finn wouldn't be suitable to get it out of his mind. So, if Grace isn't honest, he'll probe. Steffy is sitting in a president looking over at Sheila. The waitress hops around and shows off her rearmost toe amputation. Steffy and Liam feel relaxed and not angry or nervous. So, could this mean there's an armistice? Lee is presumably hiding Luna. 1 nanosecond Luna was recovering from surgery, the coming she faded. Nick exchanges with Taylor. There will also be Katie, who peppers Brooke with questions about her heart. Finn arrived. He has been a perfect father, hubby, and croaker. Finn went over and beyond to keep his woman. Steffy happy and met every single demand she made of him. Is enough eventually enough? Finn sounded perplexed when he originally learned his son Luna was dead and gone, following the deadly shootout. Luna's death has been put on the back burner while everyone races around trying to save Liam. Ultimately the dust will settle and the shock will wear off. B&B spoilers say John Finnegan will have to ultimately face the heartbreaking verity about his bio-son/kinsman's death. Steffy will be thrilled that Luna is dead and no longer a trouble to her and her family. Her callous station towards Finn losing his son will drive a wedge between the couple. To add personality to injury, when Finn needs his woman the most, she'll leave city to be with her dying ex-husband. When Steffy returns, the sweet and loving husband she left before could be a thing of the history. Finn has forgiven and forgot a lot of Steffy's misgivings since they were married. One could argue that at this point Steffy should cut her hubby some slack, rather than condemn him for being the sperm patron to Aunt Poppy's baby 20 times agone. When Steffy comes home, Finn could hail her with divorce papers rather than open arms. Liam excrescence is gone, and what pulled him through was the love for his daughters, not to mention a little help from his pater, Bill. It was the least Bill could do, considering how he's treated his son in the history, so the good news is that this plot twist had a happy ending each around. It'll be intriguing to see what happens coming for Liam, and could this alternate chance at life also equal out to an alternate chance at love with either of his spouses, Steffy or Hope? Only time will tell. Nick sure to have plenitude of scenes with Brooke. Bill was once the kind of Joe who always sounded to have the upper hand and stay a step ahead of the game. Bill was a smart, fierce character to be stressed, but the jotting has gone upwardly for him in recent stories. Luna duped Bill into allowing he was her father through an outfitted DNA test. Indeed, after the verity came out and Luna committed her first surge of crimes, Bill fell for Luna's manipulation and got her out of captivity. Luna's house arrest ultimately came a full-blooded amnesty, but we all know how that turned out. It's Bill's fault that Luna was suitable to helical out of control and hurt people he cares about, including Liam. Bill's not seeing the egregious fiddle that's right in front of him. We get that Grace is a reputed croaker. But Bill's still ignoring all kinds of red flags when it comes to Liam's experimental procedure. Bill's despair is part of the problem then. Bill was searching for any stopgap he could cleave to, so Grace took advantage of that. Bill isn't supposed to be someone who's easy to wisecrack. The Bill we used to know would have smelled this fiddle far down and pumped the thickets on Grace at some point. Bill is in for a rude awakening once it's revealed that Grace duped him big time. It appears Liam's entire excrescence fire is bogus, including the excrescence itself and this miraculous surgery. Once Bill gets updates on the verity, perhaps it could serve as a reset for the character. Bill may make Grace pay and get his old fire back, so at least commodity good could come out of this plot. Bill has some infuriating news ahead when it comes to Grace and what she's really over to. Liam opened his eyes, Bill opened his home, and Katie opened the levees. Over in Liam's room, the nanny informed Bill his son was doing well. Better than anticipated after 2 back-to-back surgeries. To say he was thankful is an understatement. Soon later, Hope, Steffy, and Finn arrived demanding answers and to see Liam. Bill was happy to oblige on all fronts. He told him about Grace's phenomenon save and how her co-worker may have saved Liam's life. Once inside Liam's room, Bill told them about the rushed procedure and that the Croker's believe they removed the entire mass. All they can do now is stay for the MRI results and wish for the stylish. Either way, Bill refused to lament Liam going under the cutter knowing it was their only chance for his survival. Steffy and Hope sat surveillance at Liam's bedside and were near gashes when he eventually opened his eyes and talked to them. Oh, joy! What a phenomenon! Adding to their happiness was the important anticipated textbook from Grace. Liam's MRI came back clean, the excrescence is removed, and Liam is in the clear. While everyone was overjoyed, Finn sounded a laddie bit suspicious of this history-making turn of events. Taylor checked in on Ridge at the office only to have Brooke intrude their talk. To her credit, Brooke wasn't there for a fight over Ridge. She was there to check on the couple and ask about Steffy to see how she was holding up. Talk soon turned to Liam and his impending death. Taylor and Brooke were both upset for their granddaughters. Taylor suggested they delay the Italy trip. What happens if Liam succumbs to his affections while Ridge and Brooke were overseas? Brooke agreed. She couldn't imagine being down if the worst comes to pass. She demanded to be there for Hope and Beth as Ridge would need to be for Steffy and Kelly. In the end, they decided to play it by observance and their leaving would solely depend on Liam's condition and stability. Electra and Will rehashed the shootout at the art camp and touted Liam for his heroics. Katie joined them and celebrated Liam's frippery. It was just too bad he survived the firing only to face an early grave because of the cancer. Katie and Will cried over the study of losing Liam and supplicated Bill would come up with a result. It seems Bill has yet to call his youthful son with the good news. Poor Bill was reeling from his son being shot and nearly killed. But, on Monday, effects went from bad to worse when Hope accidentally blurted out Liam is also dying from a brain excrescence. Bill was blindsided and beside himself, especially hearing there was no cure, no treatment, and no stopgap. Grace pulled him away with an intriguing and sketchy result. Her co-worker constructed an experimental surgery that could give Liam his life back. It was parlous, it had no way been done ahead, and it was expensive. Veritably expensive. $1 million bones. In fact. Obviously, Bill readily agreed and told his people to get the transfer ready to go. Grace, pleased as punch, had the guys subscribe on the dotted line and called her friend to prepare for the surgery of the century. Liam was whisked out of the sanitarium and to a secure room for Grace and her co-worker to cut him open and fix him up. Liam came through with flying colors and Grace was proud to advertise they removed the whole excrescence and Liam was now in the clear. It was a phenomenon. It must be noted, Grace was acting super weird leading to violent addict enterprise that there was no way in Dita excrescence at all.